Well, it seems there's rarely a time when tensions aren't high in the Persian Gulf, but this morning, nerves there are particularly tightly wound, and the finger is being pointed straight at Iran, which is conducting large-scale military exercises in the Gulf region. Dominic Velitis is on the story and joins us now with more from London. So, Dominic, let's start with recapping what's happened in the Gulf today.
Well, Nancy, the Iranians have actually test-fired 2 missiles today as part of the final day of their war games in the Gulf. Now, although Tehran has called these missiles long-range,
I just have other things I hope to do in my life, and you know, I would love to live a long life, but my mother didn't live a long life, and you never know how long you've got, and I'd like to learn languages, and I'd like to be there as my kids become adults and be on, you know, drive them from place to place as they go on their first auditions for whatever job they're trying to get and thing they're trying to do. And I want to travel, and I want to be, there's just other things. I'd like to be more than that.
You were talking about the U.S. Open, and I understand you play golf?
I do.
When did you start playing golf?
I started playing golf about 7 years ago, but I had taken like a couple years off, and I just started playing again, and I love it.
Yeah. I would not, if somebody says, can you tell me what Cameron Diaz likes to do, I would say, oh, water ski, maybe? Water ski?
No, you know what? The thing I don't like about water skiing is I don't like being drugged behind a motorboat with some dude that's half drunk, like, whoa! Hold on! This is going to be really funny. Watch this.
Yeah,
and like, you know, like,
you're right.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
that, and you have like get an enema. It's like horrible. It's terrible. Such a bad idea. It's a bad idea. You know what's a good idea? Surfing. Letting Mother Nature push you.
Right. Now, do you surf as well?
I do surf. I do surf.
Are you good at surfing?
I'm not good. But I love it, so I still do it. I would be better at it if I actually got to do it often enough. Like anything.
Well, when did you start surfing? You got to start when you're a kid.
No, I grew up in the ocean, so I body surfed more, so I understand waves. I understand the ocean. I'm very comfortable in the ocean, but I didn't start surfing until about 8 years ago.
You like mixing it up. You don't like doing something that you've done before.
Yeah, I have this reflex that for better or worse makes me want to do the opposite of what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes it served me well, sometimes it happened. I was 2 weeks from graduation, and all my friends had their jobs lined up, and it kind of wigged me out. But I wasn't ready.
Because you didn't have one lined up?
I didn't have one lined up, nor did I even think to line one up. I just didn't. I just wasn't ready yet. And you know, they have questions when their friends' parents are married, and why is that? And
so what do you tell them?
We will someday. We will. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say
get mommy a ring, okay, I will.
The ability to voice our own opinions and freedom of speech, that to get great movies, we also have to allow the horrible ones to proliferate, and yet their audience is very, very small. The so-called slasher movies, it isn't a great, large, it's just a small slice of the pie. I believe, though, what Senator Dole should address, or anyone else who usually attacks Hollywood, it's kind of a cyclic thing, is that we only make what people want.
Non-threatening but realistic scenario which will prepare them for the real thing, and of course they provide the opportunity to test new technology. Today's testing of the Garo ground-to-ship missile, a case in point. Perhaps the main reason, though, is that these exercises send a message to the West, and judging by the huge amount of publicity surrounding them, I think it's safe to say that this was perhaps the main objective. The warning to the West is that if you intervene, these are the implications, this is what we're capable of.
vista. Si fuera especial, si fuera de revista, tendría el valor de cruzar el vagón y preguntarte quién eres. Te sientas enfrente y ni te imaginas que llevo por ti mi falda más bonita, y al verte lanzar un bostezo al cristal se inundan mis pupilas. De pronto me miras, te miro y suspiras. Yo cierro los ojos, tú apartas la vista. Apenas respiro, me hago pequeñita y me pongo a temblar. Y así pasan los días, de lunes a viernes, como las golondrinas del poema de Becker, de estación a estación. Enfrente tú y yo, va y viene el silencio. De pronto me miras, te miro y suspiras. Yo cierro los ojos, tú apartas la vista. Apenas respiro, me hago pequeñita y me pongo a temblar. Y entonces ocurre, despiertan mis labios, pronuncian tu nombre tartamudeando. Supongo que piensas, qué chica más tonta, y me quiero morir. Pero el tiempo se para y te acercas diciendo: yo no te conozco, ya te echaba de menos. Cada mañana rechazo el directo y elijo este tren. Y ya estamos llegando, mi vida ha cambiado. Un día especial, este 11 de marzo. Me tomas la mano, llegamos a un túnel que apaga la luz.
Después de la lluvia, del perfume de la angustia y el sonido del silencio que dejas cuando te vas. Después de no sobrevivir a las mañanas de ese abril, nubladas como rotas, viajo bien adentro a la ciudad del desencuentro, capital del nuevo centro del vacío existencial. Cómo me desilusionas cuando amagas y tiroteas sin terminar las cosas. Libertad. Mi casa es un desastre, mi vida un poco más. Corazón, qué caros son los precios del amor. No te encontré en el centro hoy, y una secuencia de terror, y soñé pasiones locas con vos, y simplemente pasa que tengo ganas de verte, y simplemente pasa que algo habré perdido, que ando tan comprometido en buscar adentro tuyo algo que está dentro mío, y algo para poder tapar mi gran agujero espiritual, mis ilusiones rotas. Creo que buscarte es menos digno que pensarte, más difícil que encontrarte y menos triste que olvidarte. Me preguntaste, no I used to own. One minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone it was never, never an honest word. And that was when I ruled the world. Hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name, never an honest word. But that was when I ruled the world.